Hi, this is Matthew. I want to talk about evil. Are human beings evil? Well, I want to share an understanding that I have about that. Now, I have a sister, and she is an evangelical Christian. Now, before you before you say anything, one of the beliefs that she has personally, and a lot of people who call themselves Christians do, part of their dogma is that we're born into sin. So babies are automatically evil. You'll see a baby grab another baby's toy, or you'll see them hit another baby, and this is their evidence for human beings being evil, born into sin. So it's an automatic guilt trip the day you're born that you have to owe loyalty and you have to be submissive to their dogma, to this crazy religious belief that we're automatically evil. Well, one thing that's true about human beings, we are animals and we have evolved from other animals, and part of what we're made up of is, and this isn't some crazy conspiracy theory. This is biology. We have a stem um, where the backbone ends into our brain, and our reptilian fight or flight comes out of that. In other words, when we have our survival threatened on a very, very basic level, we fight or we run. This isn't about logic. This isn't about a humane brain with compassion, understanding, kindness, love, respect for others. This is just part of our biology. It's part of the bill. So we can see that get precipitated. Now, some people have that messed up in their DNA or in their bones to where they're antisocial. They're sociopaths. They are maybe born to kill, or maybe they have developed from their environment or from their genetics combination to become someone who can kill, who wants to kill, or at least hurt or damage others, or just mess with their heads. And I've met a lot of people that have no conscience, and they like to mess with people's heads just for the heck of it. Okay, so where does evil come from? Evil can come from our genetics. Evil can come from our brain stem, which is still part of our bodies, even though we're evolving to be more humane. Evil can come from our environment, but evil doesn't come from some God thing, you know. So we're not born evil. We're not evil out of the womb. When you see a baby that's just a normal human being hitting another child, you say, hey, you can't do that. They haven't learned yet. That's all it is. They haven't learned yet. Oh, you can't take the other kid's toys, or you can't steal all the cookies. It takes a while for some of us to learn, oh, that's antisocial, you know, and they don't know about how community works, how we try to support each other, work together with each other, be open-hearted, be open with our ideas, and learn how to cooperate in society. You expect a 1 week old to know, or a 2 year old to know how to cooperate in society? No, this is something that we learn as we get older. You know, they can't do calculus either, and they don't understand geography. They don't know where France is. They don't even know there's a globe that they're living on. There's all kinds of things they don't know. And one of the things they don't know is behavioral. They don't know how to behave with other people. This can be a learned thing. And after a while, once we get a sense of, wow, would I want that to happen to me? Oh, no, I wouldn't. Now, some people are full grown adults and they still don't get that because they live in a culture, they live in an environment, they live in a brainwashed cult where they think, hey, it's okay to do this evil or that evil thing. They still haven't learned. But the golden rule is really the foundation of what makes community work, what can make the world work. And that is, wow, would I want that to happen to me? Would I want somebody to do that to me? And do we focus on love? What's real love? Real love is compassion, caring about each other and empowering each other and nurturing each other. And we're nowhere near doing that yet. But This project called a Better World.DIY, that's a project that we're building to do that. So are we born evil? No. This whole thing about evil is completely misunderstood by so many people. Thanks for listening.